What's up, everyone, and welcome to Project XTalk and Xbox Podcast, episode number 80. I'm your host, Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and today I'm joined by Mr. Physical Copy himself, Ethan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Kev. 80 episodes. I didn't
80
even know
episodes.
we were hitting 80 episodes today. That's a hell of a
That's right.
milestone.
You've only been here for a handful, but
I'll be here for episode 100, though. I'm excited for that.
That's right. That's right. The big one coming up in 20 weeks. So mark your calendars. But if you are watching us on YouTube, you'll also notice we have a very special guest this week. He's the head and co-founder of Lv1Gaming and host of Double XP Podcast. He is currently carving a name for himself and Lv1Gaming in the gaming sphere. David Whitaker, how are you doing?
Hey, man, you're number one, you're way too kind. Okay. But I appreciate the words, man. I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here with you guys and talking gaming, man. It's when you hit me up, I was like, I definitely got to make it happen. You guys are really cool, man. It's right off the bat, man. We're hitting it off already, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this episode. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody watching. If y'all can't hit that like button, man, show these people some love. I'm showing that out on Twitter, man. Let's get it going.
That's the first special guest we've had that promotes our show. That's crazy.
No, what a guy.
You're too kind, man. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome to have you here. I'm really excited looking forward to this episode all week. Unfortunately, the flu did hit me, guys, so I'm a little under the weather, but I will try my best to keep the energy high. But I'm super excited. And remember, if you do like the podcast, we are live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, usually right here on youtube.com. If you can't catch us live, we post every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time on all your favorite podcast services. So while you're over there, please drop us a review and rate us, whether that's on Apple or Spotify. If you leave us a 5-star review on Apple, we will read it live on the show. And if you want to interact with us more, join our Discord. The link is in the description down below. If you want early access to all of our content besides the live podcast, head over to patreon.com/projectxtalk. And for $1 a month, you can get all of our content early, plus the Patreon shout out. So shout out to Bucky Blue, Hopple, and Alpaca Tom for supporting us. We appreciate you. Before we get into the show, as we do with all guests, David, I got to ask you some Xbox related questions since we are an Xbox podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to know, what was your first Xbox and what is your favorite Xbox franchise?
Ooh, okay, so I did have the OG. I had the fat boy with the hamburger controller. I did. I was young and I couldn't quite reach the black and white buttons, but I still had the controller anyway. That was my first Xbox. As far as my favorite franchise, or favorite Xbox franchise.
Which favorite one? Xbox franchise.
Favorite Xbox franchise. Okay. Now the easy answer is to go Halo, right? Because Halo
obviously.
However, there is a title that I've been screaming for Microsoft to bring back, and for Xbox to bring back. And I actually, at that point, make it a franchise. There's only been 1 or 2 games already. And that's Fusion Frenzy. Fusion Frenzy brings back so many amazing memories. I played that game nonstop. I used to kick my cousin's arse over and over again in Fusion Frenzy. That was such an amazing party game. And I think the art of the party game on Xbox is sort of lost. You kind of see that on other platforms like Nintendo. The other party games. I think that'd be a perfect game for Microsoft to bring back now and let us have more and more iterations of it, so it could really be considered a franchise. So easy answer is Halo, but if my heart of hearts, Fusion Frenzy.
That brings me back. I need to play that. That's on Game Pass right now. I need to download that and hit it up.
So good. That's
a good one. We have not heard anyone say Fusion Frenzy, so we're getting some unique answers. Every time I ask this, I'm like, okay, we're going to get Halo, Gears of War, but we've had a few Halos, but I love when people go outside the box, and that is definitely a unique one that we have not heard. So shout out, great choices. But now that we got the housekeeping out of the way, guys, every week we begin the podcast by going around the room and asking one simple question. And that question is, what you playing? So David, as the guest, I start with you. What have you been playing this week?
Now, I didn't think I would do this, but thanks to Xbox Game Pass, I have been playing MLB The Show 2022 relentlessly. I can't stop playing.
Yes!
I told myself I would play other titles. No, it's all MLB The Show. I've been playing a little bit of Phoenix Immortal. Am I saying that right? Rising
Immortals
Phoenix.
Phoenix Rising.
Yes, Immortals Phoenix Rising. Yeah, I just started that because I picked it up. I picked up a new copy for like $10 at GameStop. Ooh, we hate GameStop. But I played it for like an hour and I was like, yeah, I'm going back to MLB The Show. So that game has taken up all of my time. I got a couple of reviews I'm getting ready to start working on here soon. So I'm trying to get in as much of the show as possible. It is such a good game. Shout out to Sony San Diego for making that game. Shout out to Microsoft for not only bringing it, make sure this game came to Xbox, but to coming on Xbox Game Pass day one. And then if you have the Ultimate, you get the perks. So they gave you 10 free packs off the rip. I'm in love, dude. I was playing it before I started editing before the podcast because I needed to get a game or two in before the show.
That's awesome. Ethan, I know you've been a big advocate for MLB, playing that constantly. So, Ethan, I'm going to jump over to you. What have you been playing this week?
It's been a lot of MLB 22, like David. I started jumping into the online play. Not as good as I thought I was.
So don't feel bad.
I got to work on it a bit. I thought playing as the Yankees with Anthony Rizzo and, all those power hitters, I would have an easy time. No. These guys are smoking me with like the Detroit Tigers and stuff like that. I'm not having a good time, but it's so much fun. I'm still working on Road to the Show. I'm a first baseman on Road to the Show. I've been playing through that. I'm in my like 4th season with the Mets right now, having a blast. But I wanted to ask David this question. Did you play MLB 21 by chance? I
didn't. I tried to, and I was like, I suck at this. And I almost quit 2022. And one of my panelists said, I went to him, I said, hey, bro, everything I hit is a foul ball. Like pitching, good. Because I have a switch hitting 2-way player who's a shortstop and a pitcher. Pitching, good. I couldn't figure out how to hit to save my life. And I almost quit this year. For the same reason last year, I completely quit. And he told me, hey, when you think you're going to swing, like, don't swing and then swing. And ever since then, I'm like, okay, this game is good now. Don't ice it. Like, this game sucks. This is a stupid simulation. Well, it was really just me that took at the game. But yeah.
It comes to a point where you play it so much that you're like hitting nothing but home runs and line drive doubles. And you're like, okay, this is getting old. I want to strike out at least once in a while, But the reason I asked is because I brought it up last week, and one of the things that continues to surprise me about MLB 22 is that it's literally not a single thing different between it and 21. If I was playing on any other system and I had to pay $70 for it, I would be very, very upset. So I think this is a perfect Game Pass game because I didn't have to put $70 on the line to play this. It's the same experience as 21. It's just as fun as 21, but I'm not down $70. So that's something that's definitely keeping me in, because if I paid $70, I wouldn't be playing it right now. I'd be pissed. I would have returned it. I would have been like, I'm done with this. In terms of other games that I'm playing, though, it is a lot of Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Continuing to go through. I got episode 6 to go through and episode 9 to go through left until I've completed the game. And then I'm going to go back and do all the collections and get true Jedi on all the levels and do everything that you do in platformer games. You know what I'm talking about, Kevin. You go back, replay levels, get 100% everything. I got to do it. Like I said last week, this is going to be a 100+ hour game for me. I'm going to do everything I possibly can. And I'm so excited to get into it more.
That's great. I want to highlight a comment we got in the chat. It's Kyle. I had 3 hours in MLB The Show 21. I never hit a ball and gave up.
You guys got to put on beginner mode for first couple games.
I did that as well. See, I'm right there with you because I quit 21 because I couldn't get a hit. Everything was a foul ball or I was getting struck out.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, even though you wouldn't think about it, there is a curve. We all know in real life, baseball is the hardest sport. And now I'm someone who's big into football, big into basketball. Baseball is the hardest sport in the world. So believe it or not, there is a bit of a learning curve in sports games we want to play baseball because it's not as easy as some make it look. And it took me an entire year of another game coming out for me to actually get back to it and actually get somewhat decent at it because it's not easy.
Yeah, when you're batting and a pitcher you're facing has 5 different pitches that they can throw at you and they're mixing it up and moving around the plate, you have no idea what's coming to you. It could be a curveball in the dirt or it could be a high cheese fastball right in your face. You have no idea what's coming at you and you really got to focus. It's one of those sports games where, I could sit back and play Madden all day and just move the sticks, hit people, throw the ball, fine. MLB, I am sitting up, gamer stance, staring at my screen, watching that ball come into the entire time. It's exhausting, but it's so fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, before we get to me, I'm going to let Garrett, Mr. Wayworn, into the stream. Only 11 minutes late. Thank you for
we
finally
ripped him away from Minecraft.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I still thought it was Wednesday, and then my buddy was talking about how he was going to go to a movie this afternoon. He's like, "Yeah, man, they're cheap on Thursdays." I was like, "Wait, it's Wednesday, ain't it?" Like, look at the times. I gotta go. I gotta go now.
Something's wrong with you, buddy. But
I'm on vacation. I'm relaxing.
Bro, I've been the one passed out on the couch with the flu for the last 3 days. I knew it was Thursday. But we're in the middle of what you're playing. So why don't you tell me what you've been playing, Garrett?
Yeah. I've been playing some Lost in Random this week. I've been enjoying that. Like, it wasn't exactly like I thought it was going to be, you know, like how we were making our guesses about it. But like, I don't know. I'm still having some fun with it. Like, seems to be a good time. It's a bit slow. The side quests are not needed at all. And other than that, what else have I been playing? Oh, I went back into No Man's Sky. They came out with that new Pirates update. That was a heck of a lot of fun. And this morning, I rebooted up the old Minecraft server, and I gave Ethan a tour.
Oh, yeah. It was interesting.
I was bored during the beginning of our pandemic.
Spent a lot of time on that server. I can tell you that much just by looking at it.
Well, I have nothing to say on Minecraft. I do want to talk with you about Lost in Random, though, because that is a game. I beat it, so I'm done with it.
So you beat it. Okay, I only made it to the Freedom so far.
Okay.
I got distracted.
You're halfway done. You're halfway done.
I figured. I could count. One, two, three,
six sides of a dice, 6 levels. Yeah, it makes sense. The game, and I'll have a review going out on a Game Pass and review probably next week. I wanted it this week, but obviously the flu hit me. But in my opinion, the game is just fine. That is my too long didn't read review. It is fine. It's not great. I would struggle to say it's good. Like, it's just not bad.
I think it's got potential to be great. Like they are on the idea of a good new measurable idea on combat in the game. I like the idea of the combat, but they could have spent way more time in there. It's definitely an indie game. I'll put it that way.
100%.
If I could chime in real quick, because I haven't played the game, and I remember talking to Garrett offline about this one day, and he was talking to me about how the movement around the world in the combat is sort of Little Nightmares-esque, and that really attracted me, because Little Nightmares is one of my favorite horror games of all time.
I told you the aesthetic is Little Nightmares.
Aesthetic,
but, like, it looks very, how is it to say? It's almost Nightmare on Christmas, or Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's exactly what I say in my review. It's Nightmare Before Christmas.
So that still attracts me. I still want to play it just for that fact, I think.
And it's very moving down paths from one fight to the next. But like, I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. But I could see that combat system being a thing in the future. A bigger company should take note. Or like, wait, it is an EA indie game.
No, well, it's an EA original, so it's an indie studio. EA just published it. Yeah. So
okay. But
I'm with you, Garrett. I think the combat system has a lot of potential. I think that, throw the dice and then the random roll lets you pick how many cards you can play, and that gives you what you can set down. It's like if you roll a 5, you can play like a sword and a bomb and slow down enemies or whatever. I like that aspect. I don't think the cards are unique enough to actually warrant it. I barely changed my deck throughout the entire game because there was really no need. Like, the cards you start with are all you need to beat the game. And some of the cards are clearly better than it. Like the hammer card, you get that, you just start one-shotting enemies.
Like, that's what I was thinking. How about this for like a quick revision of that game? In Lost in Random 2, at the beginning, you roll a dice for a 1 in 6 weapon that you could switch out for either of the dice. And then the cards is to augment the weapon instead of using cards to like, because I didn't like the fact that sometimes you could only get a bow and or a sword. So it's like, which am I going to do there? I got 3 to work with, but
You know what's annoying is when you roll and then you get a 1 and you can't play anything. So you're just like, okay, this is a waste of my time. I gathered all those crystals for nothing. Thank you. The combat system needs work. I think the movement is incredibly clunky most of the time. Like there's a puzzle, I think in Fiveberg or whatever it's called, where you need to run up one side while having your dice run up the other side to hit all the switches at the same time. And it was infuriating because the dice does not listen to you. You will tell it to do something and then it'll go there and then immediately come back. I was like, I didn't tell you to come back. Why are you coming back to me? It was annoying for sure. And dialogue, way too much dialogue in this game, right? Like endless dialogue trees. They give you dialogue options for no reason. In what world do I need? It's not an RPG. They don't change anything. It's just not. It's a good idea. I don't think the execution was dead on, but I'll have a full review with my thoughts coming out on it. It was fine. It was a fine time killer, but other than that, I jumped into XCOM 2 because it was free on the Epic Games Store. And this game is, I can see where Gears Tactics took inspiration from, because even some of the animations, I was like, that's Gears Tactics. Like you're pulling this right out of, well, they pulled it right out of XCOM, I assume, but it's hard. Why is it so hard? Like Gears Tactics did not make me feel like it was impossible. Like so many of my soldiers are dying and it's permadeath.
Well, you got to look into Wasteland 3 then. That's a fun game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is that similar style? I've actually
similar style, and it's more RPG-ish. Think of it as like a crossover between that style and like Skyrim, Fallout. Actually, that's exactly what it is. I've
played a few hours of XCOM 2. I don't know if I'll end up finishing it. It's enjoyable, but it's also frustrating at the same time, just because like enemies can see you when you can't see them on the map, and I swear, like I have shot percentages like 85 and they'll miss, and then the enemies will be like, oh, I'm gonna no scope you from across the map. Also, we have nonsensical abilities, like we get to shoot our snake tentacles and pull one of your characters over to us and then kill them straight up. And I was like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this game. That's a bit frustrating, but it's fun. It's for the price of free $99. I would check that out. It was on Epic Games Store. I think it's gone now. I think they replaced it with like the Amnesia Rebirth game. So if you want a horror game, I find myself claiming all the free Epic Games Store games, even though I don't claim like Games of Gold or all the PS Plus titles. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm just like, I'm going to build my PC library, even though I'm never going to play these games.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Epic Games offers real video games for free. I mean, Games with Gold has been struggling the last few months, I think. Like, I don't care about old 360 arcade games.
Last few months.
Yeah, I was going to say years, last few years, bro.
I was trying to be nice about it.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're done with what you're playing, it's time for a segue. So grab a seat while I grab some books from the library and tell you this week's stories. So story number 1. Actually, before we get into story number 1, I did want to mention that there was a good interview with Hogue Law over on Sacred Symbols Plus about the recent allegations about Gavin Newsom stepping in, the whole California lawsuit, the lawyers getting fired. If you have access to that, it might go free on live feeds. Listen to it. He gives much more detailed lawyer explanation of what's going on in that case. Not nearly as bad as I thought from the original headline. So go check that out. It's always good to have informed opinions and read from experts who actually are in the field, which is why we did not talk about that lawsuit last week. But story number 1, Sega looks set to revive Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. This comes from Matt Purslow at IGN, who reports that, quote, Sega is reportedly working on a bid-budget reboot for Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio with the intention of creating new installments that generate recurring revenue and online communities. The original story comes from Bloomberg, who says that this is part of Sega's Super Game Initiative, which is described as the Fortnite model. According to sources, quote, Crazy Taxi reboot has been in development for over a year, and Sega aims to release it within the next 2 to 3 years. So, David, Are you a fan of Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, and how do you feel about them potentially coming back?
More so Jet Set Radio than Crazy Taxi, right? Both very great games, both very iconic. But Jet Set Radio, the vibe of that game it's untouchable. I know that was supposed to have been a spiritual successor with that new Bomb Rush, a new Rush Bomb game.
Oh yeah,
nothing can really touch Jet Set Radio, right? And I think one of the cool things about this, if I'm not mistaken, this super game thing that Sega's doing is supposed to be in some sort of partnership with Microsoft. So it's almost safe to say that we don't have to stress about this game not coming to Xbox. I don't think there's any planets where there's a deal for this super game and not comes to Xbox. So it's kind of out of the way. But I am super excited for both of these. Both games very iconic in their own way. And even Crazy Taxi, I believe, had another game that sort of mimicked it, and it was also its spiritual successor, right? So it'd be nice to actually have those games in itself, whether they're sequels or whether they're reboots, is what it seemed like it is, a reboot more than a sequel. I'm super excited for both, and this is Jet Set Radio is one of those iconic titles to where it's going to be hard pressed for them to screw it up, as long as I got three people dancing and vibing together, and the skating is good and the music is good. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm with you in that Crazy Taxi was never one that really got me, but Jet Set Radio is something that, like, the art style is so the whole look of the game and what you can do in it is an iconic game. And I know they had what Jet Set Future, was it?
Jet Set Radio Future, yes sir.
Yeah, which it was fine. It didn't really capture the the big nostalgia like feel of the original one. Like, it wasn't as good as what I'm trying to say, but I would love if they are actually rebooting these, because there's a whole generation of gamers, and we talk about this a lot with reboots, that they've never experienced these games. They have no, like, they hear Crazy Taxi, they hear Jet Set Radio, they're like, I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna check it out because it looks cool, and then maybe they like, oh, what's the original one? Like, maybe I could emulate that, or is it available on Steam somewhere? Because there's that giant list of games that they have access to. So I think it's awesome. Ethan, what are your thoughts? I want to throw it over to you.
Yeah. Jet Set Radio, not necessarily that familiar with it, but I vividly remember being 6 years old, sitting in front of my CRT TV with the GameCube playing Crazy Taxi every single day, taking people to their destinations in extreme ways. I mean, this game was part of my childhood. I mean, I would sit there, I would spend all day playing WrestleMania 2000 on the N64, and then I would do a nightcap with Crazy Taxi on the GameCube. So much fun. I'm excited. The only thing that worries me is a lot of games from back then when I was super young, like 5, 6, that I have memories of. Whenever I play them as an adult, it doesn't hit the same as it did when you were a kid. And we all recognize that those games don't hit like that anymore. Like, if you pop in Halo 3 right now, it's not going to hit like it did back in the day.
I don't know about that one.
It'll hit, but it's not as spiritual as it was back when you were a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like as a ritual. It's not a ritual anymore for you. But overall, I'm very excited about Crazy Taxi. I'm hoping to see them do it justice. I don't want them to turn any of these games into, a crappy modern, microtransaction riddled type of game. That's what really worries me about these, because these are legendary IPs and I want them to be respected, and I want them to have the same feel as they did as the older games. If they want to go that route and do a lot of microtransactions, at least make a cool remake of the original game so that I can continue to play it. So I'm reserved right now. We'll see what happens. I've seen a lot of companies butcher amazing IPs that I used to love when I was a kid. Hopefully Crazy Taxi, that isn't the case.
Well, I think that's a fair concern, because they do say that, it's going to take the Fortnite model. They want it to have recurring revenue, online communities. So I think they are trying to build games that do have that ongoing, constantly updating player base to keep players engaged on a consistent basis.
You have to do that nowadays. That's the business model. People's attention spans are a lot shorter than they were, like ours included. It's not just the next generation of gamers. It's everybody's attention spans are shorter when it comes to video games. We need that new content. We always need the new thing. But, if they gave me a game where it's just, here's a taxi, you can unlock more taxis, you can unlock more characters, go crazy, get people to their destination, I would be so thrilled. But I doubt that's going to be the case.
Garrett, I want to throw it over to you. I know you're older than me and Ethan. I don't know how old David is. I'm gonna assume you're older than him too, though. Oh, I don't know about that. You look good, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, it's the cocoa butter.
Skincare secrets.
Yeah, that's what my wife uses. Absolutely.
Like I don't know. I never played too much Jet Set Radio, so I didn't know. I was more into the Crazy Taxi thing. But like that's what I was gonna say. Is like I feel really old because I played that shit on the arcade.
Oh my!
Like I went to a building and I put coins.
You fossil!
Wow.
The arcade was that thing in the bowling alley that you never really went to when I was a kid.
It was right beside the movie theater, so like you always told your parents like the movie's done at 10, but really it was done at 9. You spent the extra money over the arcade before it closed.
Smart move.
Yeah. But yeah, I was a little disappointed about this because I was going through like the list because it seems like Sega's bringing back some of their old IP, right? So if you're looking up like Sega Dreamcast like IP, you guys got to talk to Capcom and get Power Stone back in.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Ooh.
Power Stone, we need that. But like other than that, I don't got too much stuff on it. Crazy Taxi, that would be a lot of fun. But like sort of what Ethan was saying, I don't think my nostalgia is going to hold up. I feel I'm going to possibly be horrified for 45 minutes and then I'm not going to play it.
You know,
there's a very real chance that that's going to happen.
That's funny you bring up nostalgia because I think the last game I tried to go back to for nostalgia was Sonic Adventure 2. I tried playing it on PS Now last year, and oh boy, has that game not aged well.
Aged like milk.
Those controls are not great, especially in the Knuckles and like Rouge the Bat levels. Like, oof.
The best nostalgia game that I think I got or like IP would be the BioShock. That's a game that held up really well, especially like the Legendary Edition where they just 4K'd everything.
Man, are we thinking that Sega games? Because even like if you go back and play like Shenmue, like and compare it now, like if you play like Yakuza, you're like, what the heck were we playing? Like, this is terrible.
Yeah, oh yeah, going down the list.
It's not even about the graphics or anything. It's just I think we were a lot more forgiving of how janky games were back then.
Yes, we were.
The controls in general I don't know how we played some of these old games. Like if you pick them up now,
controller, baby.
Everything's inverted for one. Like what kind of psychopaths were making games back then? Where it's
pilots,
like
they're all pilots.
Oh my!
You guys remember Soul Reaver?
Reaver?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god, everything.
Dino Crisis.
Yeah, I replayed all the Sly Cooper games last year, and all those were inverted, and I was like, "This is painful."
What the heck?
Apparently, wasn't. I was like, once the PS3 and like the 360 came out, developers were like, "We're gonna make this make sense. Down is down, and up is up.
Up is up." Yep.
Yeah, but I've tried to explain this to people, and they're like, "No, it makes sense because when you tilt your head back, you go up, and when you tilt it down, or when you tilt it forward, you go down." I was
Are you trying to justify invert?
That's what people tell me. They're like, forward should be down because you move your head forward and it goes down. And I was like, no.
The grasping at straws there.
No, like I play invert, but for a whole other reason. That sounds childish to me. I also used to have a career as a machine operator, and back on the boom is up. So like it's just 8 hours a day of that as a like that's how I made my money. Like I got used to invert.
So it was pilots and boom operators that made video games back then. Got it.
Yeah,
it's weird how your brain can change, but it's for certain. Some of those old games that we liked do not hold up. Paulie Baba in the chat. I only play inverted.
It's a rare breed.
Yeah, like
rare breed indeed.
That's exactly.
It's spawn of Satan.
Can you imagine playing a first-person shooter invade? Oh my gosh!
Take that back. Like I've been called many rude things by like top 10.
I'm gonna jump on Halo Infinite tonight and try and play inverted, and we're gonna see how.
No.
We're gonna give it a shot.
Go into a bot lobby first, because man, if you match up with me,
He's gonna be shooting the
We're gonna
ground.
shooting the ground, running around. Yeah, that's basically what's gonna happen.
No, that was a headshot. Come on,
Guys, I'll throw a plasma.
Change your name to
Fix this spot.
343 Ethan first, so we
Yeah.
you're a bot.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we can move on to story number 2, and that is Game Pass update number 2 for the month. As we do twice a month here, we let you know what games are coming to Xbox Game Pass so you can plan your gaming accordingly. Available now, F1 2021 via the cloud, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered via the cloud, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, cloud, console, and
That
PC.
one looks fun.
That one got shadow dropped Monday night on
Game
tax
of the year.
day. And I was like, that's the fun. Like, that's hilarious. And I actually looked at it. I was like, am I going to play Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion?
Yeah, you are.
Probably.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it.
Okay, we're all going to play it and report
We'll
back.
talk about it next week.
Yeah. April 26th, you get 7 Days to Die, cloud, console, PC. You get Research and Destroy for console and PC. April 28th, as we talked about last week, you get Bug Snacks, console, cloud, and PC, and Unsold, console and PC. David,
I wonder which one you're excited for.
Bug Snacks. Talking about Bug Snacks.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, Bug Snacks is dope. David, you giving me looks, buddy. What's going on? You ain't on the Bug Snacks train?
Trying to get me on Bug Snacks.
I'm concerned about your mental health. And I'm worried about you, sir.
We all are.
The only game out of that entire list that's going to be worth playing, in my opinion, and I would have the right to be wrong, it's Unsold. If you haven't seen the gameplay trailer of Unsold, holy crap. This game looks amazing. I bet the difficulty will be turned up to exponential. This game love the art style of this game, love the fighting style of this game. That game, I think, is going under the radar for a lot of people. People need to check out Unsold. Go check out that trailer. It's worth it.
Okay, but hear me out. Bug Snacks, you can get little critters and feed them to your friends, and then they get hot dog arms. All right. All right.
Yeah,
Again,
I'm not gonna lie.
What are you going through in life, sir?
Listen. I already played Bug Snacks on PS5 and got the platinum, so this is just me.
God.
Like,
He's trying to get all the achievements.
He's
On
actually
Xbox.
hinting on some shit here that we have never talked about. Have you ever went through times in life where you haven't been able to rely on a meal? And this is why, like, it's just some, like,
Maybe that's why you're playing Bug Snacks.
Yeah, maybe like it's a childhood food obsession.
listen, I love food. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
but-
right.
Is it easy? If it's easy, if it's easy
Oh,
achievement,
it's super easy.
Then I'll wait. Then I'll waste a quarter
Yeah, but
of my time to get it, and then I'll uninstall it with
impunity.
expeditiously. Yeah, there you go.
No, it's super easy achievements. It's like
Yeah, but is it like Avatar: The Last Airbender easy achievement?
no, you actually have to beat the game. But like,
Oh no, say I won't do it.
No.
If there's an achievement of just complete the game, I won't get that achievement.
There's an achievement for feed Bug Snacks to your every friend and change every body part on their body.
It's
Yeah,
horrifying.
weren't you
Oh my
telling
God,
me
that
last
sounds
week
like
about how you have
super
to
dope.
sneak in and
Yeah.
do one while they're asleep?
Yeah, one of the characters doesn't want to eat the Bug Snacks because they think that it's like you're a monster for feeding people Bug Snacks. And then you have to
Probably
feed
very
them
logical on that end.
Bug Snacks while they sleep to get them to change their body parts. And then they wake up and they're like, "What have you done to me?" So yeah,
Game of the year mechanics here, like
Yeah.
game of the generation.
No
I'm
consent there.
excited.
Okay, moving on.
all right, Garrett. What are you excited for on this list?
I like honestly, I'm going through like this Unsold game, like reading it in the
Yeah.
background. Like I was sort of excited for Bug Snacks, but now that we're going around feeding the thing against its will for the second time in its sleep, it's not aging well.
Oh, you
Not
gotta do it
aging
like
well at all.
8 times, bro. You
What?
yeah.
8 times.
You gotta change both their legs, their arms, their body, their head. Like you gotta change every.
And this
body
person
part individually.
continues to trust you after the
Yeah,
first
like
Well, you go into their house at
No.
night while they're asleep.
time. Oh, that's good.
there's not like a lock on the door after the third time, maybe.
Nah.
That's funny.
But okay, Unsold. Another vote for Unsold. Ethan, what are you feeling?
I'm going to start with Unsold because I saw the art style of this. I saw some of the promo material. Absolutely fell in love with the art style. I know nothing about the game or the gameplay itself. I haven't checked out that preview that David was talking about, but I'm definitely going to play it because it's something that piqued my interest and it's on Game Pass. There's no reason for me not to play it. But here's where I'm going to throw the curveball. I'm going to come at the defense a little bit for Bug Snacks. Okay, I've never played Bug Snacks in my life. I've never touched the game. I barely even looked into it. But I have not heard people shut up about this game in the podcast networks. Like so many different podcasters that I listen to are talking about Bug Snacks and how fun this game is. A lot of people in the PlayStation community have been talking about it. I have to give it a shot. I have to see what this is all about. And with my history of liking Viva Pinata back in the day when I was a kid, I'm hoping this might feed that interest again. So we'll see about Bug Snacks. I'll jump into it for a couple hours. Give it a shot.
Bro, you and me got the 100% in paparazzi.
Yeah, we did.
You can do
Stop.
this.
Yeah, we did.
Stop saying that with pride.
Man, y'all
Yeah,
could
we
really
did.
play some games, boy.
That's
Like-
1,000 gamer score that I'm proud of. All right.
Isn't
Nothing
that the one where you
wrong.
just take pictures of dogs?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the greatest 3 hours of my life. No, it was
Don't
it was
we have
mediocre, but it
multiple
was 3 hours.
social media platforms just dedicated to pumping you full of that stuff every day anyways?
I
Yeah.
guess, but like you get to put little hats on them and like take pictures and
Mhm.
like, oh, look
You
at the
find
cute
ghost
little dog.
dogs and stuff
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
name
True.
a hat and costume combination. I bet you within 15 seconds we could find a dog with that picture online on the internet.
It's not the same. You take the picture.
Yeah, but do I get 20 gamer score for doing it in the real
That's
world?
right.
No, I don't.
Right there. I
No, I
upload a
don't.
dog pic to
You
Instagram.
save your
nothing.
real life time.
You know what?
I
I
feel
like
like-
this thing. There is one other sane
Like-
person on this podcast, and I'm
Like-
appreciative.
You know, Ethan, we had David in the pre-show, like the start of the podcast. He was like, you guys you connecting, getting along. He gave us some praise at the start of the show, and now he's like, how much longer are we on this show? Like
Anti-paparazzi.
these guys are mental certified. They need to be in a
Oh
in
my
a award.
goodness. That should be on the questionnaire to come on the show. Did you like paparazzi?
No,
Yeah.
stop it.
We'll
Stop
get no,
it.
we'll get no guess.
Take me off my own.
Are you
show.
okay with feeding bugs against their will?
David? You got room?
I guarantee you, no one would come on the show if we
That's
made
just
that.
me and Kevin talking
You-
nonsense
Okay.
You and me are like the 2 people that played paparazzi.
in the world.
Yeah.
Not even in the podcast. In the world.
Just let's move on.
All right, we can move on. We can move on. Story number 3 is a Minecraft movie on the way. Well, reportedly,
Oh,
Jason Mamoa is set to star in a Minecraft movie. Apparently, a Minecraft movie was announced years ago. Who is laughing right now?
It's me again. Jason Momoa.
Jason
Minecraft
Mamoa
movie.
punching a tree. Just I can't wait for that scene alone.
David, would you like to see Aquaman in a Minecraft movie?
Listen, it's time to stop trying to make video game movies at this. Who was like, I want to see Jason Mamoa cut down trees. Like, time for him to chase Slender Man. Like, who actually? Come on, bro. Like, that's enough. Enough. I have no interest in this. I don't care who's gonna be Steve. Right? No one
Like
cares.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, like
Chris Pratt, most
Chris
likely, right?
Pratt?
honestly,
It's ridiculous. I don't see anyone but 8-year-olds wanting to see this movie. More power to them, but me and my adult life, I'm okay, man. And no shade to Minecraft. It's one of the biggest games in the world. I love Minecraft Dungeons. I never played the actual Minecraft games, but Minecraft Dungeons, which is a great game, by the way.
Yeah.
I have no interest in Jason Momoa nor his beautiful self being in Minecraft. It's a beautiful person. I'm confident.
Absolutely, I
It's a
agree with
beautiful
you.
man. It's a beautiful man, but I don't care.
You know what? I told my wife this the other day, and she laughed her ass off. Jason Momoa is like a cross between a Greek god and a Neanderthal.
Yes,
That's exactly
Yes.
what he is.
100%.
Okay. Ethan, you like Minecraft. I'm gonna get your and Garrett
Yeah.
because you guys actively are still playing Minecraft, as you have said. What are your thoughts, Minecraft movie? I'll throw it to you, Ethan, then we can get Garrett.
I like Minecraft. I just don't know how it's going to work. It's the same thing for me with the Mario movie that's coming out. I don't see how it's going to be done. I just can't imagine it in my head. It's something so beyond the realm of possibilities that I just don't know. What David said, though, is absolutely true. This is going to be for the kids. This is not for us. This is for the main demographic of Minecraft, and that is like 6 to 12. That's going to be who's going to be coming out, or well, that's who's going to be taking their parents, forcing them to come out and watch this movie.
We're going to go because we're forced to go because we got to pay for the tickets. And
good
time to nap, maybe.
Yeah, they'll see the movie. So, but I got no interest in it. I probably won't watch it. I mean, I might try and just find some scenes online just to see how the hell they're going to do it. I don't know. Are they going to be blocky characters?
Live action.
How do you even do it? Like, how is that even a Minecraft movie? I don't know. I'm so
Picture
confused.
this. All of Jason Momoa's muscles square. They digitally make them square. All right.
No, he went on some weird Hollywood diet, and now he's just a box walking around. That's all Jason Mamoa is.
You know how they got rid of Henry Cavill's mustache? They're going to add to Jason Momoa.
I'm so scared.
Oh God, no.
Garrett, what are you
so
feeling?
Much better than this. So much better. First off, movie idea, horrible. What I'm thinking is sort of like in the same mind area. Do you guys remember Jason Momoa's commercial where he made those manly appliances?
Yeah, and he took his muscle suit off, and he was so skinny.
Oh yeah.
Think that sort of thing, but just like him waking up in a Minecraft world, but just as Jason Momoa in a Minecraft world. I think that'll be hilarious. It's just like him running down the road and like finding this table. He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And like all of a sudden skeletons are coming on him and he's just like trying to throw blocks down in a random direction on a table, trying to make like a pickaxe or something.
Is it just going to be a block hilarious. With Jason Momoa's face just superimposed?
No, just actual Jason Momoa in a block.
Stretched out.
No, not stretched out. Just Jason Momoa. You guys are way
like he's not even going to be.
No, he's not even going to be nothing. He's just Jason Momoa.
This is a Space Jam situation.
In a yeah, sure. Screw it.
This is unacceptable.
Let's have some fun here.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
That would be the only way that I think anyone over the age of 8 would be anywhere interested in this. Other than that, let's put it for 4-year-olds. It's going to be Jason Momoa, given the voice of Steve, and somebody else could do an Illager. I don't know. I thought I was going to have fun with this. Jason Momoa in a Minecraft world would be hilarious.
It would be terrifying. I have to point out Johnny Man 117's comment. He says, but he refuses to fish.
Freaking Johnny. I love Johnny, man. Shout out to Johnny and everybody else. Mini Yeti.
Quality comment. Yeah. Oh, man.
Freaking Johnny. He does this every week. And he's such a monotone person, but everything he says is freaking hilarious. I love it.
I read that in the chat and I almost burst out. I was like, I gotta hold it to everyone else. That's hilarious.
Only way that could be cool. But other than that, no. Garbage.
Well, as you guys know, I am a lover of all things Minecraft. And by that, I mean I despise Minecraft.
Oh, here we go.
You get roasted by kids online.
I'm much more critical of. I don't understand why this game ever is popular. I just don't get it. First of all, is there a story to Minecraft, Garrett? Can you tell me?
No, there's.
What is the movie going to be about?
Look, 10 years ago, you joined a server. You got grief too much. We get it. It's okay.
Yeah,
I never played Minecraft. It was always looked awful.
Yeah, it's a great social thing, right? Like it's gaming as a whole just to sort of come over as a way for your buddies at different places to meet around, right? Like I only started playing this at the beginning of the pandemic when my buddy in Edmonton was playing with his kid, and he was actually like, don't you think it's crazy how he's a grown-ass electrician playing with redstone and he's making like wiring in a bar? I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool.
Pretty cool.
And then 6 months later, we had like this whole little thing. Their kids come online and play in their own little thing. The guys just have a 6-pack of beer and do their own little thing online. It's just a social experience. It's not really something that you'd think of. It's a block game for kids. Like, honestly, the game would be destroyed if it was any other shape. Sort of sucks that it is a block thing because everyone relates it to kids. But other than that, that's sort of where the line ends. And then after that, it's you make what you want. Limits your imagination. Don't be born.
Johnny Man says there's a story mode, though. In theory, they could use that or put that
like
for the big screen.
They could, but I don't know. It just wouldn't be true Minecraft.
Well, listen, the Minecraft kids have come for me 2 times now on Twitter. All right, it's one of my biggest.
No.
I have the only threads I've
Stop
actively
messing
muted.
with them.
All right, listen. You make one correct comment about how Banjo belongs in Smash over that non-meme character Steve. All right, and luckily Banjo got in first, but then they added Steve, and it's like, oh, the quality.
In hindsight, did the internet decide you were correct? Or did the internet decide
obviously
you were
nobody.
wrong?
No, obviously the
Did you
internet's never
decide?
agreed with me.
Did you decide to go back a second time and correct the internet?
Yes.
How did that end up?
Just as bad.
Do
Apparently.
not engage the
Do
Minecraft.
not engage the internet.
Steve's announcement broke the internet.
There's 2 things you don't talk about on Twitter, Kevin: politics and Minecraft. That's it. Avoid those 2 topics.
apparently. But I just don't. I don't care about Minecraft. Jason Mamoa, what are you doing? This sounds awful. I can only imagine this would be an animated movie and they would get a bunch of well-known voice actors, but there's no way. I know you're having fun, Garrett. There's no way they do a live action Minecraft. This is just not possible. It would not work. It would scare the kids. It would terrify.
And nobody thought that a bait or a basketball player in Looney Tunes world would work out, but it's a cult classic. If you found Jason Mamoa running through just wondering why the heck is everything made out of blocks all of a sudden in its little simple self, running through the trees, and then like some little villager tells him you got to start punching trees, and then he just starts going up and punching a forest. You're telling me there wouldn't be 1,000 memes made about that?
Oh, you know what? I kind of want to watch this now.
Yeah, like
I've
talked myself into this movie. I'm down for it. Like let's go.
But that's the only way I'll watch it. It gotta be live action.
Save Anne Hathaway or something. Come on, let's go.
Days that confuse Jason Mamoa live action. That's the only way I'll watch it.
Yeah, everyone would watch that.
I'm picturing him sprinting with the Minecraft pig running alongside him.
Just like has like some pig around him, just like guiding him on his way. Yeah, only way that could be good.
All right. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. Thanks for that. Let's move on to our last story. This one just got added before the show went live. We knew Halo Season 2 was going to bring some changes, but we now have details about the 3 new modes that are coming with it. Confirmed in a new video by 343, Season 2 is launching with 3 new Halo game modes, and while 2 of them are modes we are familiar with, such as King of the Hill and Land Grab, we finally have details about Last Spartan Standing. The new mode appears to be a mix of free-for-all and battle royale, where 12 Spartans will face off against each other. You each get 5 lives. Getting kills will give you access to better weapons, and you fight to be the last Spartan standing while a danger zone closes in around you on the map. David, I don't know where you've been at with Halo Infinite. Obviously, other people have given criticism, lack of content. Is this something that you're looking forward to? Are you ready to jump back in when it launches in, I think, roughly 10 days, 2 weeks?
What I'm gonna start by saying is, if you guys think Jason Mamoa is strong, you guys have no idea how strong Johnny Man is, because he carries me throughout these Halo sessions. Mind you, I'm not bad, okay? I'm average at best, but when I'm with Johnny, okay, I'm a freaking monster at times, right?
Yeah.
I completely dropped Halo, right? Maybe the third time the 10 Ride event happened, and I haven't went back.
Okay.
I got the one. I didn't go back for the Deer Analyst was happening right now. That's where I stopped. I did the first season was done way too fast.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a much needed update. I was just telling Johnny and Baron, who's at PAX East right now, I was like, hey guys, it's time to go back into Halo. Like, we're finally getting the maps, we're finally getting the content. It's a new season. This was much needed, like extremely needed. I do still believe that battle royale mode is still going to come at some point. I know a lot of people are super excited about that. And it's probably going to jump super high on Twitch again when that comes. But this update, I think a lot of people like myself, they're going to get back into Halo because we're finally going to get something new. That first season was entirely too long, with very, very spotty content. Like, did you expect us to just live off the 10 Ride event for 3 months? It was terrible, right? They had a couple other events in between, but it was like, and do I really care about, the rewards for this? And the weekly rewards were bad. They weren't worth playing and doing these things for. It's like, hey, I need you to get 30 kills in attrition, But then they give you another mode 47 times wrong. You're like, come on, bro. Like, I'm never going to actually get what you want me to get for this thing that I'm actually wanting. So the first season had a lot of issues. I'm praying that this update goes off without a hitch. There's no delays. I'm super excited for these new modes, and I'm excited. I'm ready to get back in there. I'm buying the next season pass immediately. They can have my money. That's fine. But it's about damn time.
Yeah, for sure. So I finished the battle pass like back in January, I want to say. So I haven't had no reason to play. Like I think I've played maybe 3 matches since then, because what's the point? I have nothing to play for.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's those weekly rewards. It was like, okay, here's an emblem. Here is the same emblem, different.
And they
color.
rotated emblems.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was. I was like, didn't I already get this? And then I went and looked. I was like, no, that was purple. I got the blue one. I was like, this is a waste. Like, what is the point in this? Honestly, so I'm super excited. I think these new game modes sound dope. I'm not a big battle royale guy, so I don't know if Last Spartan Standing is for me. It does sound interesting with the 5 lives and that type of deal. So I'll probably try it out. But I am honestly at this point, I want co-op. Like co-op is what will get me back into Halo Infinite for a long haul. Like me and my friends will spend hours in that open world. It'll be so much fun. But Ethan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, this is a desperately needed shot in the arm for Halo Infinite. I haven't touched this game since mid-February, I think is when I last put it down, because there just came a point where it's like, I don't care to finish this battle pass. And I've been playing the same maps over and over and over again. And Big Team Battle is broken. And I just don't care anymore. And since then, I've just had it sitting on my Xbox because I want to play it. Like, I desperately want to get back into it, but I need something, and this is that thing. So thank God we got some new game modes. King of the Hill was always fun. That was one that I played a lot in Halo Reach. I absolutely love King of the Hill. Land Grab, I can't remember how much of that I played. I don't remember what game that's from, but either way, new game modes, I'm happy. The one disappointment I could say is I want to see new maps. I really, really, really want to see new maps. Just give me, especially for ranked mode, you have 5 maps in ranked, and that's it. So people have been playing on ranked on the same 5 maps for almost 5 months now. And it's got to be getting old for those people that want to keep playing. But yeah, much needed shot in the arm. I hope, like David said, it goes off without a hitch. We still have a lot to work to do on this game. 343 has a lot of work to do. I need custom games. I need Forge. I need Griffball and Zombies. I need that community feeling like we had back in Halo 3 and Halo Reach, because right now it's just feeling like it's a free-to-play first-person shooter. It is not a cultural phenomenon that it was back in the day, where it was something new every day and you were like, oh God, I got to get on with my friends and try this new custom map that this guy just made. So one day we'll get there, but it just might be slow.
Dude, it feels like it has to go off without a hitch, because if you somehow delay this season, or you somehow we boot it up and it's broken, people like me, done,
gone.
I won't come back, because I've been gone so long and I've been okay without playing it. I haven't felt the need to play it. And now that I'm getting a little bit excited, you don't pull this off after all of this time that you guys have had, I won't come back. There'll be nothing you can do to bring me back. I feel like you disrespected my time at that point.
I'll go back to Master Chief Collection, because that community is bigger than right now than the Halo Infinite community. There's more players on Master Chief Collection right now, and there has been before the most recent update than Halo Infinite. We need to see something.
Garrett, you want to give your thoughts in here?
I just to probably finish off David's, I'm not getting re-downloading for this. It's not big enough for me. I decided before that, like, I need the Forge, Infection, and Griffball back if I'm going to re-download. And, like, I don't know. And, like, I sort of don't want it out of fear of what David said, because I don't want to re-download it and just be like, yeah, then it gets boring too quickly. And then I'm just like, I'm not going to re-download it a third time. I'll give it a second chance. And I believe it needs more time before my second chance is worth it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that worries me with 343 is how many people are going to have that mentality. I'm sure there's so many people that aren't as attached to the Halo IP as maybe we are. You know, they jumped in, they're like, there's nothing here for me, and they just left the community forever. You know, so how many people did they lose along the way? We'll have to see once the new updates drop to see the numbers.
they made Halo Infinite free to compete with the Apexes and Fortnites of the world, right?
Yep.
And Apex Legends and Fortnite, especially Fortnite, is getting consistent updates,
pumping stuff out.
I know it might be corny adding, every popular thing around like the Moon Knight skins, and Halo can't quite pull that off. Even though I think they can. I did a video and I was like, wouldn't it be dope to have a Bumblebee armor? Like, I think that stuff would fly. If you can give me cat ears, you can let me be Optimus Prime. Okay?
Yes.
You can let me be Doom Guy. You can do that for me.
Yes.
But these titles that they're trying to compete with have consistent updates, new things are being added, and Halo's biggest two issues were they weren't adding content, and then the stuff in the store was entirely too overpriced. You can't compete with those guys if you're not doing what they're doing at the bare minimum.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely agree. Johnny Man also says Infection needs a return. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, it does.
Very,
I like this Johnny.
very requested.
Johnny's awesome.
Aman, I'm always right. Halo Infinite should have launched.
I'm willing to say you're right. You were right.
Could you imagine what game we would have gotten back when it was originally supposed to release?
That's a conversation.
Oh, the garbage.
I would love someone to sit down with Joseph Staten and Bonnie Ross and be like, what were you going to put out in 2020?
Yeah, what was your plan?
Because you don't have any features in it now. So, like, what was the actual game?
Like, you were going to kill Halo for good, forever, if you
Yes.
did that. Like,
Yes. Thank God it got delayed, because we would have gotten a shell of itself. It would have been dead upon arrival.
It would have been heartbreaking. That's what it would have been. It would have been heartbreaking.
No. And I maintain the campaign is good. I still really
Very
enjoy
good.
the campaign. Yeah. Absolutely. I think
agreed. But you can't replay levels and you can't play with your friends.
Yeah, and it feels like it's
quality
two-thirds
life.
of the campaign. I'm not gonna lie. Feel like it ended on a
That
weird spot.
yeah, that DLC needs to be on point, because when I beat it, I was like, I don't feel like this is a waiting for the next Halo game type ending. It's like there's something here that you wanted to tell, but you're breaking it up.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, and they said Infinite has a 10-year plan, and I'm hoping the campaign is a big part of that 10-year plan. So,
well, supposed to be. I think they already trademarked whatever the DLC is going to be called. I can't remember what the actual, but they mention it like in the last cutscene, like especially I think if you're do the legendary post credit scene. So I think there's more coming. I would love Halo Infinite DLC campaign for this holiday, but I don't know if they can meet that. Just considering they haven't even got co-op yet and Forge, and they're a little behind. So I'm not hopeful for that they'll get that out, but multiplayer is definitely the focus, I think, to keep people engaged. Needs to be pumping out these updates. This is a good start, but more to come, I think, is what they need to be focused on. Guys, that's it. That's the show. Thank you so much, everyone that stopped by. Make sure to hit like, share out the video. The VOD will be up. Subscribe if you are new. I know I saw lots of new faces in the chat, so appreciate you all coming by. David, where can people find you if they want to listen, read any of your amazing content? What can they go to?
Yes, definitely. We have a website, Lv1Gaming.com. It is a site that I have built and sort of curated to sort of give people who want to have a voice but don't know where to start, to give them that voice in the industry. We had lots of writers that have moved on to work with different people in the industry, different developers, and they've gone out and do some amazing things, right? And I just want to give people a start, because most people, you can't walk up to IGN and say, hey, I want to give a shot. And there's no shot at IGN, because I love the guys at IGN. But you can walk to GameStop, Kotaku, IGN, and say, hey, can I write an article? You come to Level 1 Gaming and you say, hey, I have a passion for this thing. I have a voice. I kind of want people to hear it. I will give you an opportunity here, because that's what it's all about. I want to give people chances and give them a shot to kind of do great things. So Lv1Gaming.com. I am on Twitter, FameENT2K. And also me and my team also run the Lv1 Gaming Twitter handle. So yes, I mean, anyone who wants to give it a shot, give it a chance. And also check out the content there. Our writers do some amazing work, from news. We get lots and lots of review codes, opinion pieces. We also do things outside of gaming as well. animes, TV, movie, things like that. So definitely check out lv1gaming.com.
Awesome. His links will be in the description down below, so make sure to check David out. Garrett, where can people find you?
You can find me on Xbox and Twitter at Way1G.
Ethan, where can they find you?
They can find me at WhiteCedar1 on Twitter and Gravy3448 on Xbox.
And you can find me at the Muffin Mods, a 1-7I and an 0-7A. Follow us at Project XTalk to stay up to date with all of our latest videos. Until next Thursday, we will see you. Goodbye.
Peace.
Peace out.